Seeing that message, I became immediately frantic. Like my heart is literally in my mouth at this point. I just noticed that they start canceling meetings. We had a meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. that had been cancelled. There was another meeting for like 10 that was cancelled as well. What the hell is going on? And so, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Gabriel. In case it's your first time here, again, I'm Gabriel and I'm a product builder and process optimization specialist. If you're the kind of person who takes their career seriously, you're the kind of person who's really interested in AI and how AI affects the career space, how AI is changing work. You're the kind of person that likes automations and wants to learn how to build automations. You have found yourself in the right place, okay? This is the best place you could be on the internet. So why don't you hit the subscribe button, drop a thumbs up on this video and hit the bell icon as well so that you get notified when I post amazing videos on any of those things I just mentioned earlier. All right. So today we're going to be talking about something very, very, very serious. If you're a 9-to-5er, then this is something maybe you've had nightmares about, right? And I'm talking about layoffs. Yeah, the big L, right? Layoffs. And I mean, depending on what industry you're in, it might be fairly more common or fairly rare. Specifically, we're going to be getting into my story, how I got laid off, how I was able to basically navigate it, and the crux of this video, 5 key lessons I learned from being laid off. Let's get right into it. All right, so my layoff story. So background, the previous company I worked at was a fintech, a B2C fintech, and I had been working there for 2.5 years. And it had been a really good experience actually. And it was a remote role. Really came into the office like once a month. So it was, really good experience, and I had grown so much. I started off working in customer service, and then I transitioned into operations, and then from operations, my last role was a product manager on the payments team. And I had spent a couple of months, working as a product manager. It was a great experience. I was learning a lot of things, gaining context into the fintech space, and then came this fateful day. It was a Friday. I had started the Friday. I mean, it's the end of the week. Everyone is excited. I was really excited. And, I kicked off my day, planning out my day, because I like to have like a to-do list of what I want to do during the day. So I kicked off the day preparing my to-do list of, what I wanted to do in the day. And I just noticed that they start canceling meetings. We had a meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. that had been cancelled. There was another meeting for like 10 that was cancelled as well. There was another one for like 12 that was cancelled as well. And I'm wondering what the hell is going on. And so the CTO drops a Slack message on a general group, and he goes, hey guys, there's an emergency, all hands. Everyone in the company is expected to join the all hands. And seeing that message, I became immediately frantic, because I was aware that, another organization in the fintech space had followed, a similar pattern of laying people off through an all hands, right? So I was already really frantic hearing that information. And at that point, I'm just literally trying to keep it together. Like, your boy is struggling. I'm struggling to just stay put. I tell myself I'm not going to call anyone. I'm just going to wait, because the meeting was to happen an hour from when he said it was going to happen, right? And I'm just there saying, hey, I'm going to keep it together. I'm just going to stay by myself. But I mean, I crack and I call one of my work friends. I'm like, bro, like, what do you think is happening? And he's like, man, everyone is just frantic. Everyone else is really anxious. What's going on? They don't know what's happening. And man, at this point, I'm in an even worse place, right? So the hour passes and it's time for the meeting. We join the Zoom meeting. The CEO turns on his camera and he has a very serious look on his face. He doesn't look like he's around to play. It doesn't look like he's here to drop good news either. So I'm like, yo, Like, what the hell is happening right now? What the hell is happening? So he goes on to give some context and background, and I won't dive into what he said, of course. He then ends the whole thing with saying that, hey, there are going to be layoffs. Like, there are going to be layoffs. And if you get an email after this meeting, it means your role was impacted by the layoffs. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. So we end the call and I'm holding my phone with my heart in my mouth. Like my heart is literally in my mouth at this point, and I'm with my phone in my hand, and sure enough, I get a beep. It's an email, and I open the email, and it's a loaded email. It's a loaded email. Long story short, I was part of the layoff, right? The organization basically was trying to cut down operational costs, and so it was like shutting down parts of its operations, and my department was impacted by that restructuring. So that was it. And I'm standing there reading this email, and at this point it feels like my head is in the clouds. It feels like I'm on cloud nine. Like I can't even explain how I feel at this point. It's a mix of numbness and shock and surprise. And I'm just standing like, what the hell is going on? It was just a regular Friday. And for context, the layoff was immediate. Like as you're getting the email, that's the end of your job. It's not happening tomorrow. It's not happening next week. It's not happening a month from that time. It's happening on the spot. So I'm like, yo. And three things are going through my mind. The first thing on my mind is, I can't believe I'm unemployed. I can't believe I'm unemployed. As someone who was, really, really lucky, and, God really helped me. Right after NYC, I got a job. I didn't have to wait. I got a job right after NYC, and cumulatively, I had been working for like 3 years, right? And I'm faced with the reality of being unemployed, and I'm like, yo, this is different. This is really different. So that brings me to my first lesson. Your job is not your identity. I know it's very easy, with the fancy titles we have there. Oh, I'm a product manager, I'm an engineer, I'm a software developer, I'm a web designer, I'm a product designer, all of that stuff. Those titles sound really good, they sound really flashy, and there is a tendency to want to, attach yourself to these titles and feel like this is who I am my job. You are not your job. It's reductive. It's reductive to think that all you are is your job, because trust me, your job is only a fraction of who you are. There is so much more to your person. There is so much more to the human experience than your job. Okay, so much more. And for me, as a Christian, my identity is rooted in Christ. Right, that's very important for me, and that was something I really struggled with. Getting laid off. I had fallen for the trap of externalizing my identity to what I was doing, and I've learned from that experience that again, as a Christian, my identity is rooted in Christ first before anything else. Lesson number 2: save, 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 save. I can't emphasize this enough. If you're a 9 to 5er, if you're a business owner, please, like, shash, you need down. Okay, I'm not down. But please prioritize putting money aside. Please prioritize putting money aside every month, every week, whatever the cadence, whatever cadence works for you. Ensure you're putting money aside every single month, every single week. Okay? Because that rainy days they normally talk about, it do actually come. And yeah, it's real. Those rainy days are real. I know some of you, probably you're in some maybe delusion that rainy days will never come. It's always going to be rosy. It's always going to be great. Like, snap out of it. Snap out of it. Rainy days are real, and they can hit anyone. No one is above a rainy day. No one is above a rainy day. So prioritize putting money aside. One thing that really helped me to even like stay together during the layoff period was the fact that I knew that I had a lot of money in savings. I had a decent runway. And I would be able to, go a long period of time without income. So that was something that really helped me. Lesson number 3: be ready to pivot and be adaptable. See, you've been thrown into the job market, and if you're someone who maybe wasn't keeping up to date with the trends in the job market, the skills that are being prioritized by employers, you might be shocked to see that what you have been practicing prior is not as relevant in the current job market. So you must be able to quickly adapt. You must be malleable. You must be able to just get on your feet and learn a new skill, whatever that skill is. Okay. So you want to be able to very quickly pick up on those skills that are now relevant in the market so that you can actually get a job. Lesson number 4: leverage your network. This is a big one. Okay, it's a really big one. You need to be able to leverage your family, your friends, and connections, even on LinkedIn, to find your next opportunity. Because I tell you the truth, it's a bitter pill to swallow, but how the job market is right now, it's not necessarily about just throwing your resume at some link online and you think you're going to hear back. You will hear back, though not the type of hear back you were looking for. Okay, so you want to ensure you take extra steps after applying. Take an extra step to reach out to a friend who works there, whether you could get a referral or to just help get your resume noticed, or reach out to a family member who works there. And these days, you don't necessarily need to know someone who works in the company. You could just search the company on LinkedIn, and trust me, a lot of people are willing to help complete strangers to get referrals into their company, right? As long as you have a decent approach to it, you don't just come and say, hey, hi, I'm this, give me a referral. That's not how you do it. On this channel, some of the things we'll get into as well, basically how to approach getting referrals on LinkedIn so that you can, have a fighting chance at getting that job. This is the final lesson number 5. And I know this one is going to rattle the boat of so many people, especially my Gen Z folks, right? And it is: get up fast. I know getting laid off is very, very jarring. I mean, your emotions are all over the place. Oh my God, I don't have a job anymore. What am I going to do? When am I going to get money from? All these different thoughts. Okay. But I want you to not spend too much time in your emotions and in your feelings, and time is passing, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're still recovering from the surprising news, from the shocking news of getting laid off. And the reason why I say get up fast, because the market is not waiting, sweetheart. It is not waiting for you to recover. Okay, opportunities are coming, opportunities are going. So the quicker you're able to get up from that, feeling of, oh, I've just been laid off, and put yourself out there and start applying for jobs, and start tailoring your resume, dust up your portfolio, all of that stuff, the better it is for you. Okay, so don't spend too much time in your feelings. And I'm not saying that your feelings don't matter. By all means, take out some time, a couple of days, to get your head in perspective and, gather yourself together. That's really important. Your emotions, your well-being does actually matter. But again, I'm just trying to correct a bias or an extreme where people spend too much time recovering and not actually, taking the next decisive steps to getting another job. Alrighty, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you learned something from this. If you're someone who's just going laid off, or you're someone who just wants to know what it's like and what you would do if you got laid off, I hope you learned something from this video. In the next video, I'm going to be breaking down the exact steps you can take to help you land your next role as quickly as possible. If you're someone who's who just got laid off and you don't know what to do, you need a blueprint, you need a roadmap to getting your next opportunity and navigating the emotions and the technicalities of a layoff. That is what I'll be speaking to in my next video. So again, if you want to watch that video, ensure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon as well, so you're notified when the video is live. But for now, I'm Gabriel. Cheers.